Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Search teams are racing against time to find a tourist submarine that went missing during a dive to the wreck of the Titanic. British-Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood and his son Suleiman are 2 of the 5 on board. Another of those believed to be in the craft is British businessman and explorer Hamish Harding, a billionaire here pictured with his wife in 2019 attempting an around-the-world record for an aircraft. Contact with the small sub was lost about an hour and 45 minutes into its dive to the wreck site on Sunday. The site of the famous Titanic wreck is about 600 kilometres off the coast of Newfoundland and lies in 2 parts, with the bow and the stern separated by about 800 metres. A full dive to the wreck, including the descent and ascent, reportedly takes 8 hours. It is thought the crew members had 4 days' worth of oxygen left at most.
The location of the search is approximately 900 miles east of Cape Cod in a water depth of roughly 13,000 feet. It is a remote area, and it is a challenge to conduct a search in that remote area, but we are deploying all available assets to make sure that we can locate the craft and rescue the people on board.
Russian drones have targeted the capital Kyiv and other cities in the early hours of Tuesday, hitting critical infrastructure in Lviv in the west. That's according to Ukrainian officials. Ukraine's Air Force say 35 drones were launched and all but 3 shot down. The local authorities say the attack on Lviv triggered a fire, but no one was injured. The raid on Kyiv and a missile attack on Zaporizhia in the south were both described as massive. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate has been charged in Romania with rape, human trafficking and forming an organised crime group to sexually exploit women. His brother Tristan and 2 associates have also been charged. All have denied the allegations. The Tate brothers were first arrested at their Bucharest home in December. In March, they were moved from custody to house arrest following a ruling by a Romanian judge. The indictment, deposited with the Bucharest court, says that the 4 defendants formed an organised criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania, but also in other countries, including the United States and the UK. It names 7 alleged victims who it says were recruited by the Tate brothers through false promises of love and marriage. French police are searching the headquarters of the organisers of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Officials say the raids are part of 2 preliminary corruption investigations. The probes are reportedly in connection with the attribution of contracts for building projects linked to the Summer Games. A spokesperson for the Paris 2024 organising committee said the body was cooperating fully with the investigators. The warring military factions in Sudan have accused each other of violating the latest temporary ceasefire. The Sudanese army said the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces had carried out an attack in North Darfur for a 2nd consecutive day. On Monday, the Red Cross said the ceasefire was not being respected and they had to abort an operation to transfer wounded soldiers to a hospital. Earlier, residents in the capital Khartoum reported a lull in fighting, saying they had heard no airstrikes, artillery or other fighting there. US and Saudi mediators had announced the 72-hour truce on Saturday. Previous truces have been poorly observed. And 4 Chinese water deer, also known as vampire deer because of their sharp fangs, will be moved to London Zoo in July, where they will be protected from predators. The fawns are currently being hand-reared at Whipsnade Zoo in Bedfordshire, the UK's largest conservation zoo. They weighed a little over 400 grams when they were born, which is the same as a can of soft drink. Once they are settled at London Zoo, visitors will be able to see them. The species have been listed as vulnerable on the ICUN Red List of threatened species as their populations are diminishing due to habitat loss and hunting. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.